Hello, everyone. This is Yonks with REtoken, the Real Estate DAO, and it is community call number 12. And hanging out here with the rest of the core team on Wednesday night, and going to hop right into our agenda here. So let's go ahead and take a look. Community members of the week. That is one of the things that we like to recognize. And we've got a Discord post over here in our voting and proposals. This is something that Mrs. Yonks nominated Dax, Amy, and Crush for all that you have continued to contribute, your efforts with Token Town and the working group. Super excited to see what the determination is on our American-made solar prize, but wanted to thank Dax, Amy, and Crush. We hadn't had several community members of the week for the past couple of weeks, and we wanted to thank you for all that you've done, and wanted to pass it over to you, Mrs. Yonks, if you wanted to add anything more on that.
Yeah, you guys are all awesome. You're the wheels on the bus, so thanks for just being fantastic.
Thank you for the nomination.
I didn't get a chance to put it actually into Snapshot yet. It looked like everybody on Discord voted for it, so Jason, we're doing that now on Discord, or how we're doing this? I mean,
Yeah, did you have the Trello card with the markdown available over here?
I don't have. I've got the baby in my lap, so he keeps taking the computer, so we're mobile and baby right now. And by the way, if I get disconnected, it's because you kicked the phone and hung up, so I'll be right back.
Yeah, I wasn't seeing it. We'll do that offline, and I think I made a video of that how to do the proposals the other day on that, and we'll do that here just to save some time. Thank you. And that's one of the things that we had spoken about here fairly recently, was doing more praise, and community member of the week is definitely one of the ways that we like to praise the work that our community members do. So going on, the next thing that we had on our agenda, and I don't know if anybody has been paying attention, but one of the biggest airdrops that's happened here in 2021 is the ENS airdrop. And that's one of the things that we are going to do right now is REtoken, and this is super exciting. I actually have this tab open over here. And this is the claim process that exists that ENS set up for it. I did this on a couple of the other wallets that I have, and looking forward to doing this here for REtoken here on this community call. So let's go ahead and start the claim process here. And let's see. So this is one of the things that I loved, and I haven't been myself involved on a lot of airdrops, but I really like the workflow. Who else has been, that's on the call here tonight, involved in an airdrop?
Yeah, I've had a couple airdrops before.
So Poopster, how did this? Did you go through the process yourself on the claim here for ENS? And how did that compare to like some of the other ones that you've been involved in?
Yeah, all the other airdrops have just been like claims. So yeah, it's they're doing something different with the voting. It's not anything that I've seen anybody use before. So
yeah, I thought it was pretty well done as far as the process here. They even had this like move into the next slide, the governance and the distribution as far as the tokenomics are concerned, and then help shape the community. So this, I think they called this their constitution, and This is something that I personally thought was all of these articles were fine. So approve, approve, approve. It'll be interesting to see too with how that they do some of these funding of the public goods. And one of the things I participated in a couple of the Twitter spaces that some of the core team members from ENS domains held here this last week. And one of the things that I was excited to see was the opportunity of using subdomains with L2 chains like Polygon or XDAI. So it'll be interesting to see how those features are rolled out here in the coming months.
I think we're in the next few months we'll see a lot more composability and whatnot between all the EVM compatible chains. So there's a lot of tools and things that are getting built right now that's going to help facilitate basically, basically the EVM compatible ecosystem being, kind of interoperable with every chain on the system. As it is right now, bridges kind of limit the ability to move from chain to chains. So, like I said, there's a lot getting built like as we speak that should be released before the end of the year that's going to really kind of speed up basically everything that we're seeing and everything that's getting built around us right now.
Nice. That'll be exciting to be involved in, I would say. So as far as the delegation, does somebody want to pick somebody besides myself for a delegate here?
So I believe is Creator DAO. Do you know? Are we offering to be a delegate there or representative? Excuse me.
I'm not sure, and I don't see. Do you know what their?
I'm pretty sure it's creator, either creator.eth or creatordao.eth. I know it's one of them.
Hey, sir, we have, or Yonks, either one of you, we've got a couple new people in the audience. Can you give a second on what creator is for everybody who doesn't know?
I'd prefer I can try. Excuse me, my voice has been going out, so I'm trying not to speak too much. But I guess in short, Creator is a project that offers marketing for kind of new and up and coming projects. They are a decentralized community. So, they offer products like educational material. They make a lot of charts, graphs, infographics, just everything that kind of a young project needs. They're almost like a launch pad. It doesn't have to be a young project either. It could be any project, but we tend to see a lot of, younger type projects being the ones that sign on with us for marketing. So yeah, that's the gist of the project. And like I said, they have like a monthly fee. Cost is $10,000, but in certain cases, they've worked with different projects and kind of doing maybe some token swaps or they're flexible on a lot of that. They're looking to kind of help grow the whole ecosystem. So, there's some, I wouldn't call them grants available, but they're definitely willing to work with a lot of these younger projects who, may not be able to come up with the full $10,000, right? So there's lots of options if that's they have lots of options concerning all the services they offer and how they offer them, right? So yeah, it's just kind of a general overview of how Creator DAO operates.
Thanks for going through all that.
Who did you delegate your stuff to, Poopster?
EA Sports. Did you not find Creator? Are they not there? I'll go look at them.
No, I didn't see.
I don't know if I told y'all, but I busted my laptop in New York last week. So recently got a new one, and like I'm in the process of switching everything over, and so it's been a kind of a mess lately, but I've been having to work from my mobile phone for most of the time. But yeah, with that being said, I need to get caught up with everything that's I kind of left in New York or in Lisbon.
Right.
The fact that I couldn't work. So yeah. Anyway, if there's not any more like questions about Creator, but yeah.
Well, who are we going to pick for this? I can either pick myself or we can pick somebody else.
Oh, sorry. Like I said, I chose EA Sports, who was he's a long-standing member of the Super Uno community. That's the only person I had on my list. You're free to choose yourself or anybody, I guess. I don't know. There's lots of names you can't go wrong with. For instance, like one of the founders, or I don't know. I guess is this something that we need to put a lot of time and thought into, or we can always change it later as well? Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think
always
we can
change it
later. Uh-huh. Just put yourself now, and if there's anybody else later on, we can change it.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Well, we're still kind of I know it's not on the same subject, but as far as Creator goes, Jonks, I don't know how much you've thought about maybe some kind of collaboration for REtoken when the time is right, I guess.
Yeah, and one of the things definitely wanting to talk about is more of a collaboration on Token Summit. That's one of the things that I think that we can do a bang up job with, is getting a virtual Token Summit planned for February, and whether it's February or March. I don't really want to do one in January, but that's what most interested in having a conversation about.
And what would that kind of entail when you say Token Summit? What exactly? I'm
well, like what?
Just give me the.
Have you participated in like some virtual summits?
Yes.
So it would be like that, but focused. Like one of the aspects would be focused on the real estate tokenization and the security tokens.
Uh-huh.
And doing one.
we didn't want to call this just Real Estate Summit or REtoken Summit because we want real estate to be a part of it, but not all of it. So
Right.
potentially superhumans could participate and creator and whatever other communities you think would make sense to be interesting to the community.
Right. Okay.
So this will be like a Zoom meeting, like the hackathon was doing, the DAO hackathon. Are you thinking about something like that, where they Zoom it, or how are you?
Whether it would be Zoom or some other type of platform. What was that
Execute?
other one called, Tyler? Like Hopin or
There's a summit. There's um, probably a dozen major ones and probably some more minor ones. And so Zoom is one of them that you can use. But basically, it's just a video where it's either somebody talking, like a keynote, or a handful of people having a discussion with a chat box. So the format wouldn't actually be that different from what we're doing right now. We just need to plan it out, have all the presenters planned, keep a really tight schedule, let people interact with speakers.
It's just
Yeah,
me.
what was that, Poopster?
No, sorry. Apologies. I'm having audio issues. It's on my end.
So I don't know if everybody saw that. We successfully claimed the ENS airdrop, and I was just getting that token listed here in the MetaMask, but getting ready to transfer that over to our Gnosis safe. Let me do another window for doing that here. And we have two Gnosis safes. This is the one on Ethereum mainnet. Let me make this bigger here. And then we also have on Polygon, the one that we have our social token in. And I'll switch that real quick here before switching back. So this is the one that holds our 5,000 or 5 million REtoken. And that's one of the things that we're working on, getting some better processes with our social token platform and our safe, and then just getting acclimated on using the safe. And one of the things that we can talk about later potentially is using, and I don't know if we could set it up with our current social token on DAO House, but that was one of the things that we had a little bit of conversation on, and I do believe that DAO House does support Gnosis, or not only Gnosis Safe, but also Polygon and XDAI. But let me go switch back here because I need to get the Gnosis Safe address so that I can send the ENS to our multi-sig wallet here. And let me copy that to the clipboard and go here to our MetaMask. And we will send to 2480. Safe.retoken DAO.eth. Max. And that transaction is on its way there. And let's take a look here real quick while that's going through what else that we have on our agenda. Oh, looks like Poopster we lost, and welcome back, Poopster. So there was a question here while that's going through from Xtina. Welcome to our live stream. I don't know if you've been on a live stream. Yes, party hat. And applause from Dax. Thank you for participating. Everybody here too. And I don't know if we popped over here to, this was a comment that I had from in response to Heather. Is this when you mint? And I just responded with the yes, we just minted our ENS tokens, claim that in our MetaMask wallet, and then that's transferring over. Let's see if that transfer has gone through, and it has still not. I'm gonna click on, oh, it just went through there. So let's do a refresh over here on our MetaMask, and it's probably not through here. It normally takes a little bit longer to show up in our MetaMask wallet. But it was just scrolling back up here too from hello from Sheeman Freeman. Welcome. Excited to learn more about the community. We are excited that you are here. Hopefully that you're still participating. This is one of our flagship events of the week, our weekly community call that we host every Wednesday at 7:15 Eastern Standard Time. And now you can see our 262 ENS just popped over here in our Gnosis safe. So that's super exciting, and this is one of the things that we are going to have more conversation about treasury management, and our treasury just got a lot bigger thanks to the very wonderful airdrop that ENS, Ethereum Naming Service, put in place for anybody that had an Ethereum domain. And we do have REtoken DAO.eth, which is what we have on our snapshot as well. So I'm going to get a screenshot of this because this is definitely something that I'm going to want to send a tweet out, and loved sharing that moment with you all here on the live stream. So I'm going to stop talking. If anybody wants to chime in or comment as far as the treasury management, like mentioned, we had a brief conversation before we kicked off this live stream. But
Well, congratulations.
Are we talking about the treasury stuff now, or we're just putting that on hold for later?
yeah, no, let's put that on hold till later. The core team call on Sunday, and then oh, and Poopster's got something here too. Don't forget that Paris swap likely has an airdrop coming up soon, and I don't know if that's something he was having some challenges speaking earlier. Is that something that you could speak to audio now, Poopster?
Yeah, I can probably. I think it's working now. Yeah. So, well, actually, there's tons of airdrops that will be coming up, and I'm happy. You know what? Maybe I should just make a list of all the sites. So anybody who's using any of these DeFi protocols, swapping sites, or any of the different projects in DeFi. Yeah, there's tons of airdrops available similar to the ENS airdrop. Like I said, Paraswap, which is Paraswap is a decentralized exchange aggregator, and what that means is they're kind of like the price line of DeFi. So they search all the different swapping sites and find the best rate for your for whatever tokens you want to swap. Anyway, they don't have a hinted at an airdrop.
I don't know if it's just me, but
No, he's really choppy.
So I think Poopster was talking about Paraswap here,
Yeah.
and this is
It's a
something
great-
that I just. Oh,
It's a great
are you
site.
back, Poopster?
Yeah, no, I was gonna say it's my favorite swapping site as well. Another one, very similar situation is called dbank.com. You can check that as well, Yonks. That's another one. It's a dashboard similar to Zapper or Zerion. And they have if you look on the left-hand side of DBank, they have a option for token swaps. And yeah, you can swap directly through their site, and you can actually use Paraswap. I believe you can use Paraswap and DBank directly, because DBank aggregates all the other aggregators. So yeah, I know it's kind of confusing, but like I said, you can do swaps through either of those sites and probably earn some tokens.
Yeah, and it looked like that Paraswap was something that we could use directly there in Gnosis Safe. Have you used it in Gnosis Safe before, Poopster?
I actually have not, but it should be very simple, Yonks. It should be just like any other application. An approval, which would, I guess, go through 4 of 7, and then the actual swap. Yeah, and there may be more to it, but yeah, that's just my guess. I could certainly play around with it later.
Nice. All right. Well, Xtina Holder was asking about on Polygon. So the only way right now that REtoken is currently available is participating in events that we have occurring. And one of the things that we're going to be starting to use more is Coordinape. And I've got this is one of the things that I had on the agenda here to talk about is our docs page. We've got docs.retoken.info set up, and this is our Gitbook. We have Gitbook on the community plan here at REtoken, and one of the teams that we're going to have here at REtoken is a content team, and getting Gitbook set up and doing other things. Like one of the things that we have been wanting to do is a weekly update or a weekly report for the DAO, and potentially any of the other related real estate tokenization news, security token news that's relevant to REtoken. So if you love creating content, reach out to myself or Mrs. Yonks. This is something that we'll likely be having an upcoming working group on. Like one of the pieces of content that I had been personally talking about getting out to everybody is a diagram to kind of show the sister DAOs, if you will, that we're going to be involved with. Like one that we were talking earlier about is, let's see here, I'm trying to make this a little bit smaller. I guess that's not showing up too bad. So impact investing, and this is so that we can, like one of the components that wanting to incorporate within the smart contracts for any of the real estate tokenization deals that Mrs. Yonks and myself are involved in is that we want to have an impact investing component that would go to Triple Win Foundation and For Christ Foundation, which are some sister DAOs that we are setting up. And like the one that we were having a conversation with earlier about is Our Home Co-op, which will facilitate cooperative housing, which we believe is the most economical and affordable housing component. So that's one of the things that super excited about, and that we'll be having more conversations with as well. So like our flagship Token Town over here that we've got, looking to do a whole neighborhood of our home co-ops, crypto houses, to really drive the affordable housing narrative for the residents of Token Town, Colorado, which will be the first Token Town that we deploy here. So this is one of the things, Figma, and I'd asked earlier on the core team call if anybody had used that. And this is one of the things I was very excited about, because this Figma diagram is embedded natively within this Gitbook, and it provides a very nice user experience. I was playing around with it even earlier on mobile. So I think that that's one of the things that we can utilize for just visually representing various things with projects or whatever that we're working on. So, oh yes, and there was a question that just popped in. Thanks for participating here, Michael Martin. Just going to ask about that in relation to our white paper. Yes, so that's another thing that we're wanting to have more conversation. I'm right now planning on hosting a working group on Saturday, how to write a crypto white paper. And that will accomplish two things. One, it'll provide a nice foundation that we can all collaborate on as far as what we want to see in a crypto white paper, but most importantly is that we can utilize that working group time to actually create the white paper for REtoken. And I actually think that representing the white paper here natively in Gitbook, and whether we want to do it kind of like over here where we've got the mission, and then where we could have it broken down into other sections, that's something that we can discuss. I've seen like one of the other DAOs that Mrs. Yonks and I are starting to participate in is BitDAO, and we'll talk more about that, not here tonight, but as learn more about that. But from a market cap standpoint, BitDAO is one of the largest, especially new DAOs that exist in the space. So one of the going back to our conversation here, we're looking at one of the tools that we've started putting in place is Coordinate, and we've got circles. That's the way that Coordinate works, is in circles. Let me connect my wallet here real quick onto this so you can see what I'm talking about as far as the circles, because we do have we've got 3 circles and then an ambassadors, and this is something else that we are going to schedule potentially here this week. I'll have some side conversations with the rest of the team. The biggest one that we need to figure out on is if we're going to do a working group at the tail end of this, but that's going back here to the teams. We've got these 3 teams: core team, dev team, and content team, and then ambassadors. And all of these are functionally very new. We've been operating within the core team, but we haven't really utilized that here within Coordinate yet. And let me go to the admin window. Let me make this a little bit bigger so that it shows up on the screen. And let's see here. Can somebody, Mrs. Yonks or Tyler, can you send Michael's the StreamYard link here so that he can pop on real quick? So sorry, not for getting that out to you. And that's one of the things. If anybody wants to participate, the reason that we host these calls on StreamYard is because it makes it an easy way for us to have our content going multiple streaming to YouTube, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And so we want to have these conversations where everybody can hop in there, and really love the live stream participation. So we do reward everybody that chimes in on the live stream 10 REtoken for participating on the live stream. And then if you're participating on the StreamYard, and one of the things that we're going to put in another tool, we didn't have enough time between Sunday and here tonight to do the testing, but we're going to be switching to Restream. Let me bring that open here real quick, restream.io. We're currently using StreamYard, and here's what the dashboard for Restream looks like. So that's something that we're going to be setting up and testing, and then we'll figure out how to make that work better for us here to support our community. But going back to Coordinate, this is one of the tools that we're putting in place to do regular types of stuff like content, running the core team, doing stuff related from a development standpoint, and the ambassadors. And one of the things that I could really see the ambassadors program doing is elevating the onboarding for anybody as they're wanting to get involved here at REtoken. We've got so many opportunities to get involved and create a solid foundation, because we really believe that we're going to be poised to start cranking out some of these real estate tokenization deals and just laying a solid foundation. And Coordinate is one of the tools that we're looking to do that with. So that's one of the things that there's a good amount of information on our Discord, and I'll be providing some more on there. If you just do a search on Discord, let me do that real quick here. The search on Discord works amazing, Coordinate, and it's more than likely in a thread right here, which it is, Coordinate Reward Distribution Tools for DAOs. So, and I'm going to actually unarchive this, and this is something that we are discussing during community call number 12 tonight on our live stream. So again, try to learn more on how, and this I'm saying this for myself too, because I haven't used Coordinate, but really excited about these teams that we're creating. And again, in Coordinate terms, the teams are circles. And one of the reasons that, I don't know if anybody caught this, but one of the reasons that I capitalized team, I'm a huge fan of the acronym team. Together, everyone achieves more. So that's, I think, at the ethos of what a DAO is all about, where we're working together here for the common goal. And that's one of the things too, speaking of common goals, like we have it, as most people know, our website has a big opportunity for being improved, and don't want to talk too much about that here. I think that if anybody has seen our website, this is something that we would all agree with. Where I was going with it is really trying to, I think, get a like a 30-second pitch, or like an elevator pitch is like what a lot of people like to call that. And let me, I don't even know if I had this within this agenda over here. I didn't. So, and I can't remember if it was on a tweet or something like that. Let me actually do a post right here. It's we biddle residual income for, I think it was on the LinkedIn post. Oh yeah, right here. I had it on this tab, and I totally spaced out on that. Let me make this full screen here and bigger. So one of the things that Tyler, thank you, Mrs. Yonks, for all that you're doing here on growing our LinkedIn follower base. One of the reasons that this is strategic to our community is right now, and you can see that a little bit here on this post for tonight's community call. I shared this post on my personal LinkedIn profile page, because right now we don't have enough followers. Right now we only have 62 followers on our LinkedIn profile page. And in order to live stream directly to LinkedIn, we need 150, I believe the number is. So that's one of the things that we're working on there. And this was the hashtag, or the tagline that I was wanting to talk more about, was the we BIDL residual income for real estate people, because I really believe that that's the huge opportunity of real estate tokenization that is not being told very well right now, is the value proposition of that. And I'm going to just share that in the live stream here as well. Yes, Amy, thank you.
I think you need to change people to investors because it sounds better, I think. No?
Well, my thoughts on that here, Amy, is that I think that there's a lot of people that don't identify as real estate investors, and I was wanting it to be more inclusive, I guess. And I'm open for constructive feedback.
Well, there's one
I
other
think-
thing, Amy, which is we need to be careful about using the word investors because we're not selling an investment, because we're not SEC registered, blah, 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 disclaimers and whatever. So when we are and we can investors legally, I think that's a better conversation for then.
Okay, so in the future is what you're talking about once we get our ducks in a row.
Well,
I think that what right now.
Sorry.
Sorry. Right now, we're not set up legally to take investors, so there's no such thing as an investor in a token, because we're not in securities. We're not like our tokens have an official dollar value of 0, and we're pretty clear that there's no guarantee that they'll ever be worth anywhere 0. So once we start calling people investors, and we haven't done that for SEC process yet, I'm concerned that we're going to start wading into some gray area, and I don't want to do that.
Okay, we'll talk about it another time then.
Yeah, and this is just something from a tagline perspective, that trying to get something that really resonates from a value proposition standpoint, because I think that there's a lot of also real estate professionals or aspiring real estate professionals that might not even categorize themselves as real estate investors. I definitely and we share the goal of helping more people become real estate investors, and I think that again is one of the huge opportunities that real estate tokens provide, is that it substantially, or should, in my opinion, reduce the barrier of entry. And that's one of the things that we're very passionate about, as far as when we're looking at creating security token offerings, is allowing regular people, not necessarily accredited investors, like regular people. And one of the securities regulations that we're the strongest advocates for is regulation crowdfunding, because that we believe that that's the most favorable securities regulation to allow regular people to invest. So that's one of the things that we're going to be having more conversations. And Mrs. Yonks and I are looking to pipeline a deal here in Fort Collins, Colorado. And we'll be having more conversations, because we're going to be reaching out to regulation crowdfunding platforms here. And that's one of the other advantages of being in the core team, that you can have be a part of those conversations if and when that those do arise. And we hope for if it makes sense for that third party, or that potential third party solution partner, to invite them here to this type of a forum, our community call. And that's, as we have an increasingly strong presence from our community call standpoint, we hope that that's something that those potential solutions partners would find value in just participating in our community call for that standpoint. But time will tell. We're going to, like I said, have more conversations as we're working towards building Token Town, Colorado, and getting all the infrastructure in place to support that from a securities regulation standpoint.
Well, thank you for clearing that up. I appreciate that.
So just wanted to give some kudos here. Love everything that Mrs. Yonks does, and it's even more amazing seeing that from our audience. So Thank you, Mr. Freeman, for sharing the kind words there. And I'm just going to read it here. Mrs. Yonks was awesome with welcoming to the Discord. Definitely a great idea to have someone manage the welcome process. And that's one of the things that we were having some conversations, and I like to be respectful of everybody's time here. We are on the hour. And that's one of the things that we have been exploring is putting in place like a weekly orientation call. And that's one of the things that I'll actually take that to Discord via a poll. I'm kind of thinking that the Thursday morning time frame, and I'll put a couple times in there from a poll standpoint, but I really like the opportunity of doing that on the tail end. And I can also potentially see the value proposition of doing it, but I'm thinking Tuesday or Thursday would probably be, and maybe do an AM on one and a PM on the other. I'm just talking out loud, but if somebody wants to chime in real quick on that thought before we work on winding this call down here. I don't think we got to all the agenda, but would love to hear some thoughts on the REtoken orientation call. And this is our commitment to the community to improve the onboarding process here.
I think a Tuesday would be good because then we could get people introduced to what we're doing and they can ask any questions. And then if they want to participate in it, they can share with their networks, whatever they want to do. But having that intro first will, I think, provide a really good on-ramp for people who aren't sure what we're doing, they're just not exactly sure what it is.
Well, let's put some times and think that through. Potentially do a couple times on Tuesday or Thursday and see what everybody else's thoughts are. And one of the things that I think that we could really do is make that a component of some type of like a onboarding quest. And this is one of the things that we're going to have more conversations about is using unlock protocol. Going to switch here over to tokentown.net. We're using unlock protocol for our founding citizen NFT. And this is currently our flagship project. I mentioned that we're going to be exploring solutions partners like on the regulation crowdfunding. That's going to be a big conversation here in the remaining November and December. And I think that this is a great time of year to have these conversations with the solutions partners on that. So Unlock Protocol is the the protocol that we use for minting these founding citizen NFTs. And like I said, we're looking at incorporating that here within REtoken specifically, because technically Tokentown Colorado is a separate DAO and will be governed separately than REtoken. So we're already almost 5 minutes over. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out. Does anybody have any final thoughts here before we call this? One thing I do want to ask, though, we did have this opportunity, and I know that we had a little bit of conversation. We do have an immediate need, and this is on the DAO Global Hackathon here. With Tally, that's the two of the bounties that we were looking to do. The requirement on them is that it has to be Ethereum mainnet. And to me, that was a deal breaker. And with other people, that was something that we agreed upon. So the second phase of the DAO Global Hackathon is getting ready to kick off here. It's called the Open Lanes. And hopefully there will be some more opportunities for us to participate or some of our sister DAOs to participate in, and just stay tuned to Discord for that. But wanted to ask again, this was in this channel here. We do have an immediate need. I can take that offline and just do it in a live stream separately. And I think was that what we agreed to do, Tyler?
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
Okay, cool. So that being said, does anybody have any final thoughts here for community call number 12? Time is flying. This has been fun.
I have a
Either
question.
Xtina, oh, sorry, Jamie, either Xtina and anybody else, if this is your first time participating and we don't have your wallet, we airdrop REtoken for participating in these calls. Just put you DM that to me, Mrs. Yonks, and so I can get you added to the list. Sorry, Amy, go ahead.
I also need your email, or maybe I can just send it through the chat. I did a POAP for this call, so I might send it to you guys later. And I have a question. Jason, have you looked into the superfluid? It was really a good hackathon for that. I don't know if we can uh, do that hackathon.
Amy, can you share your thoughts from that call and just anything I had on
It's
my list
just
to listen to the replay I haven't gotten to yet?
Yeah, it was Dax was there too, and I don't know if Dax is in the StreamYard right now, but they have a really updated way of, like, when you do your airdrops, like when you're planning on growing later on, uh, their their project would do it in a more on time way, not like wait a couple of days, wait a week. It's like real time. And if you can just look at the replay, which is I think in their Discord, they explain it pretty good. Although of course you still have a lot of questions after that. But anybody, I did ask a lot of questions during the webinar. This can be P2P. I mean, they have less. The fees are very low. It's like fluid. You can transfer from one wallet to the next. It's just they tried to make it easier for everyone and simple, and you can even get your paycheck through there. You know, your crypto, whatever, if you're paid by that, or it's just a different onboarding because they're trying to resolve the fact that in developing countries, sometimes people don't get paid on time and sometimes not at all. With this application, people are paid like the same day, I think, even the same hour. Like if you don't get paid, then you can stop working, something like that. So it's best that you look at it. And I thought that we could probably join with one of their hackathon contests and see if it applies to us, because they have like three kinds of contests going on.
Yeah, the reason I've got, and I don't know if you can see it up here, Amy, DAOhouse .club. The reason that I've got this up, and let me just make it full screen, is that DAOhouse actually has the superfluid already integrated in with their dashboard. And I think it may be worth seeing if we can utilize our token in DAOhouse to do. My understanding, like with superfluid, is that it's really great if you have consistent and agreed upon streams. Like one of the practical applications is a vesting stream for founding members, and that'll be something that I think that we should definitely have more conversations about. I wanted to go back here real quick. That there was something from Rosetta, and let me bring this open up here real quick. She was asking about seeing the nomination, and I'm scrolling back here through the feed here, and Rosetta was talking about nominating Teresa Kennedy, founding member here. So I don't know if Teresa has an Ethereum wallet or not, but Teresa's not been actively participating since I think like Token Town Working Group number 3 or 4 on any type of regular basis. So I don't know what where she's at with bringing you up to speed on that, Teresa. We want everybody to participate here, and not exactly sure what the underlying situation was, but have some ideas, but not going to go off on and talk about that here tonight. But wanted to make sure that your comment wasn't neglected on our live stream. So wanted to, again, this was something that Mrs. Yonks brought up here, and I did put a comment to Heather and Xtina. Make sure to reach out to Mrs. Yonks. I'll probably be doing an airdrop. And to go back to your thoughts on Amy, as far as distributing the rewards, that's one of the things too that we're looking at from a tooling standpoint. Like Coordinape is one of the things that I think that will help provide especially some scalability. And like we're also looking at using UMA's KPI options. I think Poopster is going to have a proposal for us here soon on the KPI options, but wanted to, we're already 10 minutes over. I love the time here and love what we share with these community calls, but wanted to see if anybody had any final thoughts before we bring this to a wrap. And then also find out too, oh no, that's something I'm going to do a separate live stream for the launching of the Our Home Co-op DAO. But anyway, let's see. I'm going to bring it back to everybody in the screen here. Final thoughts. Nobody had anything to chime in, so I think that we're going to call this a wrap. And super excited about all that we've got going on. I am going to bring it back here real quick, because this is some of the Trello cards that wanting to get scheduled here as far as some upcoming events. And let me make this slightly smaller here. So we just completed our community call on this events. And then that's the one that I was just talking about there, launching Our Home Co-op. How to write a crypto white paper. One of the things that we've had on our roadmap is to create a REtoken white paper. And I thought that the best way to provide value to the crypto community is position that as a how-to. And it will dual purpose as a how-to, but then it will also create our very own REtoken white paper as a result of the working group. So we're planning on having a planning call, probably do that here tomorrow, and then with doing the working group on Saturday afternoon. And then we're also looking at doing a REtoken ambassadors working group. So I'll see if we can fit that in here this week. If not, we might have to look at doing that next week. And then the other flagship event that we have on a weekly basis is our core team live stream. That's at 3:15 afternoon on Sunday. But thank you everybody for hanging out here tonight on Wednesday. Super exciting. Q4 is going to be amazing. And it got even more amazing when we had such a gracious airdrop from the ENS team, and looking forward to utilizing that within our treasury. And that's one of the things that we'll be talking about. That will be the main thing that we will be talking about as a DAO. Won't want to miss that on Sunday, 3:15 core team call, treasury management. And like I said, our treasury got a lot bigger. So looking forward to that conversation on Sunday. Thanks, everybody. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone. Thank you for coming. See you all next time.
Good night. Have a good one. I hope I wasn't muted. See y'all in the next call.